All right, boys, Meta's Q2 earnings report is in, and the numbers are great. But the real story to me is Zuckerberg's and Meta's vision for the future. Now, while ads drove a lot of the growth, that's not the whole story. There's a lot more to cover. Today, we're going to briefly cover the numbers, the financials. We're going to go into the vision for the future, and we're going to go through what I would expect and what Zuckerberg predicts is going to be a really great quarter. Listen, if I can't get into all the details in this video, but if you go to aiupdate.ai, sign up for the newsletter, I'll keep you updated with all the news that men need to know when it comes to AI. So listen, guys, let's start with the numbers, with the financials. Everything is up year over year. Everything is up. It's crazy. Revenue is up to $47.52 billion over the quarter. Guys, that's a 22% year over year increase. Net income, $18.34 billion. 36% year over year increase. This is crazy. I'm so glad I own Meta stock right now. Their earnings per share, $7.14, up 38% year over year. And this is crazy to me as well. Daily active users is up to 3.48 billion. That's a 6% increase year over year. A lot of people who make fun of Facebook and Meta for being for old people or for boomers or whatever, TikTok is the new generation. It's just not true. I mean, you're seeing more and more people using the Meta platforms. What's really interesting to me too, and by the way, we're going to talk more about how and why this is happening, but the ad performance is way up too. Impressions up 11%, price per ad up 9%. And again, we're going to talk about how AI is driving that here in just a moment. The employees, and this is interesting too, because we've seen a general trend over all the big tech companies of layoffs, streamlining, outsourcing, AI. The employees are actually up 7% from last year. Now, Meta did have some layoffs this year. They trimmed about 5%, but their net, about 3,600 employees were trimmed out. But the net overall is a 7% increase in employees this year from last year. They are really, really going in. But again, this brings us back to what is the main story here? What is the main vision? Where is Meta going? And it's personalized super intelligence. Personalized super intelligence. That is Zuck's vision for the future. That is Zuck's vision for Meta. Everyone has their own personalized super intelligence. But what does that mean? So he defines super intelligence, and I quote, as an AI that surpasses human intelligence in every way. And personalized or personal super intelligence, he defines as people can direct it towards what they value in their own lives. So if you think about what this looks like, well, you have a smart computer. It's the summarization of all human knowledge in your pocket, and then you're able to streamline that and direct it towards what you find important, whether that's relationships, fitness, making money, business ideas. That's where it's going. And he has this vision of it bringing on a whole new era of individual empowerment, which quite frankly, I think is super exciting, very exciting. You know, just, and I'm going to go on a quick tangent here. Guys, even though big tech companies are starting to gain all this momentum and all this money and all this power, I don't think that means that guys like you and me can't be successful in this new world. Yes, we're going to need to learn new skills. Yes, we're going to need to adapt. Yes, we're going to need to find new opportunities. Yes, there will be thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of new problems that need to be solved. And the guys like you and me that find those opportunities and develop those systems and leverage their own personalized super intelligence are going to be better equipped to solve those problems and create relevancy, respect, and financial freedom. At least that's where I'm at. But he's not just talking the talk, he's doubling down. So Meta this year launched their SuperIntelligence lab. And I think this is a huge competitive advantage for Meta. How are they executing? Well, and what is their advantage? Well, A, they have massive inputs and massive amounts of user data. I mean, it's been said that Meta knows when you have colon cancer before you know it, because it's tracking every time that you crap. Because they have so much data. They know when you're using your phone, what you're looking at, what you like, what you don't like, who your friend group is. They have so much data. And again, this is where the AI comes into place. By sending all those inputs into the AI, they're going to get much better outputs. While other companies like OpenAI have have one of the more popular models. They just don't have the access to the amount of personal information that a company like Meta has. It's a huge competitive advantage. They also have talent. Meta has massive talent. I recorded an entire video on this. You can check it out here. But Meta is spending hundreds of millions of dollars just in signing bonuses to bring on the world's top talent. They brought on Alexander Wang, who is the lead of the overall team for Meta's SuperIntelligence labs. And he is actually someone they just acquired just in the past couple months from Scale AI. I recorded a video on that right here when Meta acquired Scale AI. Meta's making big moves, guys. That's why I cover them so much. They have Nat Friedman leading the AI products and applied research. They have Shengjia Zhao, chief scientist. They are bringing in the world's top talent. They are poaching. It's a huge battle between Meta and these other companies. And I just think it's crazy, which is why I recorded an entire video on this, that he's spending hundreds of millions of dollars just in signing bonuses to bring on this top talent. So that's competitive advantage number 2, access to the top talent. And then by the way, quick note on top talent, there's different thoughts on this, but one of the big ideas with the Llama program, or Zuckerberg's, Meta's AI, is that it will be open source. However, I do feel like if you're attracting the top talent, they're going to be working on some closed stuff as well. More information on that as it becomes readily available, but that's kind of an interesting dynamic and maybe even a change in the way that Meta is addressing AI. Is it going to be fully open source? Is it not? That's one of the things that OpenAI was initially going to be open source, then they closed sourced it. Are we going to see a similar trend here with Meta? We're going to have to keep on that. We're going to have to pay attention to that. And again, if you sign up for the newsletter, AIupdate.ai, it is the top newsletter for men, straight from me to you, hottest news. Don't miss out, guys, because the amount of financial freedom that's going to be gained or lost during this AI revolution is going to be massive. I don't want you to lose. I'm not going to lose. Join me in that journey with thousands and thousands of other men at AIupdate.ai. So we've talked about those 2 different competitive advantages: massive inputs and user data, A. B, talent, and then C is data centers. Guys, Meta is spending tens of billions of dollars on data centers. It is absolutely nuts. The Prometheus data center cluster is coming online next year, and they expect that it's going to be the world's first 1 gigawatt data center cluster. It is going to be massive, but they're not done. Guys, they're not done. They also have the Hyperion data center, which is scheduled to go live shortly thereafter. It's going to be a 5 gigawatt data center. And I recorded an entire video on Hyperion because it is insane. I'll post a link to it here. You definitely want to know what's going on with that Hyperion data center. It's going to create thousands and thousands of jobs. It's going to be the size of Manhattan. The data center, can you imagine how many GPUs, how much energy, how much cooling is going to be required? An insane amount of jobs are going to be created right in the middle of nowhere in Louisiana. So it's kind of wild. Not to get too far off topic, but a lot of companies now are building these large data centers, and they're building them very close to fossil fuel repositories. So you've got Louisiana, where there's a lot of oil energy. You also have Pennsylvania, where there's a lot of oil energy, where Microsoft, Google are investing in data centers there. In any event, Meta has tens of billions of dollars of cash on hand, and they are spending it on data centers. They are spending it on their models, and they're spending it on their talent. Why? Because Zuck has a vision of every single human being on the planet having personal super intelligence. Whatever you want to be the best at, whatever you put your mind to, you can leverage that personal super intelligence to get there. And I don't know, man, I think that's a pretty freaking cool vision. So from a business perspective, so we've covered kind of where they're at, what their vision is, but from a business perspective, what does this mean? How are they going to execute? How are they going to create more shareholder profits? Well, there's 5 basic opportunities, 5 opportunities that they're really drilling down on. And the first of which is their bread and butter, is advertising. They are leveraging AI to improve the advertising. They're making it easier to advertise on these platforms. They are leveraging AI to unlock greater efficiency and gains across the ad system. And they found that by implementing this new AI, get this guys, the AI recommendation model increased ad conversions by 5% on Instagram and 3% on Facebook. And let me tell you guys, for someone who is a CMO for a software company, a fractional CMO for a software company, been working in marketing the last 5-6 years, 5% is a lot. If you can tell me you can increase conversions by 5%, that is huge. And that is only the beginning as they continue to develop these AI models. They also are developing generative AI ads, and those are becoming a much more meaningful percentage of ad spend. And what does that mean? Well, it means that you can, as a user, not necessarily hire an entire marketing firm or marketer like me. All the marketers out there are probably terrified about this. You don't need the marketers anymore. You can go right into Meta. You can develop your creative right inside the app using generative AI, AI images, AI video. It is only going to get better. If we know anything about generative AI, it has skyrocketed in how impactful it can be. And that is not going to stop, guys. It is not going to stop. So in any event, as of today, advertising is the bread and butter. Advertising is how Meta makes money. And I don't see any reason why that will change. But what they're going to need to do is continue to iterate, evolve, make the experience better for users. They're going to need to continue to increase their user count, and they're going to need to continue to increase the conversion percentages and the conversion rates of the users. Now, I would anticipate, we're going to talk about this in just a minute, that Meta is going to adapt the advertising onto other platforms and other mediums. And we're going to talk about that. By the way, thank you for watching the video. If you're enjoying it, make sure that you smash like, smash subscribe. It's a huge help. It helps us reach more men to create more relevant, respected, financially free men in this world. Smash like if you're into that. I appreciate it. Okay, so we covered the big area of opportunity number one, which is improved advertising. Number two is more engaging experiences. So again, more AI all the time. AI is going to enhance recommendations. And they found that by leveraging AI to create better recommendations for users, think of this as like the TikTok algorithm type of model, although enhanced via the Meta's AI engine, they are finding that it's created better experiences on the platform. And they've noticed a 5% increase in time spent on Facebook and a 6% time increase on Instagram. So as you start to go down this funnel, boys, you've got people spending more times on platforms, clicking on more ads, converting at a higher rate, and AI reducing the cost to create the ads. It's creating this kind of improvement in the entire ecosystem. They also want to increase and improve the ability of users to create AI video within the app. So AI editing within app, no more bouncing around to Adobe or Envato or VO3. They don't want you to have to bounce around to all these different SaaS products. They want you to just be able to create the ads in app. And guys, for small business owners, this is going to be huge. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a big marketing firm. You don't have to hire a marketing agency like my own. You don't need to do all that. You can actually do it on your own in app. And AI is going to optimize the whole process. And you might say, Mark, why are you excited about this? Because this is freaking amazing, guys. There are going to be so many more opportunities. Sure, it's going to hurt my business. My creative podcast agency has been impacted tremendously. But what's happened is it's opened up so many new opportunities and so many more interesting problems to solve. Quite frankly, I don't like sitting on the back end and just counting conversions all day and conversion metrics and 2% here, 2% there. I want to see the end result, but just kind of like shifting things around minusculely or creating different lookalike audiences and all that stuff is so freaking boring. If you could tell me that the AI will do all that for me, and I'm seeing the rewards of the 5% here, the 3% there, the 7% there, that's what gets me excited, guys. That's what gets me excited. So in any event, AI editing tools in app, better, more enhanced. Third, business messaging. He has this vision, and I think this is really cool. He has a vision of every business will have an AI, just like every business right now has a website, an email address, a social media account. Wow. And I know this sounds obvious, but to me, that's really cool. Just the way you say, you pass out a business card and you say, here's a link to my website, you'll say, Here's a link to my AI. Wow, what an opportunity, guys. What an opportunity. If you're a prompt engineer, if you know how to quickly train AI models, which is something that I'm very focused on, train AI models to give a better response every time, that gives more context, that understands the business, that understands the users, that understands the problems. This is the type of stuff that's amazing to me. It means better chatbots. It means dynamic ads. It means dynamic websites. It means being able to get a better experience to your users anywhere, all the time. And I completely agree with this vision that within the next probably 18 months to 2 to 3 years, it is going to be table stakes that every business has its own AI. And I just think that is the coolest thing ever. How do you train that quickly? How are you using automations like N8N or Manus or Replit or Zapier or webhooks, or how are you integrating all this stuff together and leveraging your own business's AI to drive it all? That is where this is going. And this is not just going to be big corporations doing it. This is going to be every single small business in the United States and in the world. That's the vision. Every business will have an AI. So that's number 3. And obviously he wants that to be Meta's AI. We'll see. Regardless of whether it's Meta's or not, I do believe every business will have their own AI. And that's, again, it's not just a chatbot. It's infused across everything, every part. It's a super intelligent computer, a different type of life form almost, that is driving your business forward so that you don't have to. It's going to be your most valuable employee. It's going to be your chief operating officer. It's going to be your systems engineer. It's just going to perform so many different tasks. Meta AI currently is, this is number 4 in business opportunities. Meta AI, over 1 billion actives currently, and want to continue to develop that experience. He sees them as being the leader in personal AI, the leader in personal superintelligence. Cover that at length. Not going to go too much deeper into that, but that's important. And then the 5th, which I think is a really interesting topic here, and I just see this as being like one of the biggest things, and stick with me here because there's a few interesting implications to this, is AI wearables. Okay, AI wearables. Right now, the Meta Ray-Ban glasses are accelerating. More people are buying these AI glasses. Because, I mean, listen, you can have regular sunglasses or you can have AI-powered sunglasses. Really, really cool. They've also launched the Oakley AI glasses, which gives you longer battery, better camera. And Zuck's vision here is that he believes, and I'm going to quote, "I think that AI glasses are going to be the main way that we integrate superintelligence into our day-to-day lives." And this, guys, is a major, major shift from the way superintelligence and intelligence and interfaces are used now. Right now, all these interfaces are almost by phone, almost exclusively by phone. He sees that new vision of being glasses. Glasses are going to be the way that we interface with superintelligence, with the internet, with everyone. Can you see this world where you put on your glasses and everything that you see is ingested by your super intelligent assistant? There's certainly pros and cons there. What about privacy? What if there's things I don't want to know? Is it always listening to me? What is that going to actually even look like? But on the flip side, it's going to just enhance so much. If you're going to the grocery store, it'll say, buy this, sale here, buy that. Everything being ingested into your glasses will be ingested by your own personal superintelligence. That is the vision there. And I don't know, I just think that is so interesting and exciting to me. But he's not done. The VR Quest, the virtual reality Quest ecosystem, is also seeing steady growth. For all those people that were hating on the metaverse and virtual reality, it's not done, guys. More and more people are using this. There's an integration with Xbox that is accelerating that, and they are seeing a record interest in cloud gaming. And guess what, guys? When you start implementing AI into the game development space, into the non-playable character space, you're going to be able to create some amazing experiences, unprecedented experiences using artificial intelligence, custom experiences. Everyone can have their own experience in game. As a longtime gamer who, unfortunately, now with 2 kids and a business and projects and marriage, personal health, I just don't have enough time to game. But man, if the gaming over the next decade is going to be unbelievable. Unbelievable. They're also see a broader set of use cases with media and web browsing. So more and more people are using VR, virtual reality. They're interfacing in different ways. It's already happening. They're doubling down. And this is, I mentioned that as of today, the main way that Meta is making money is through advertising. But I can definitely see a world where wearables, they are leading the way with wearables. I don't know, and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I don't know any other company that is doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on wearables. I mean, Apple had their VR goggles come out, but they were not great. I don't think people really liked them. I mean, I just see Meta is really pioneering the way. And what's interesting to me, I was listening to the All In podcast several months ago, is there have been different technological revolutions over the past several decades, right? The one of which was the home computer, then the internet, then the mobile revolution. Now we're in the middle of the AI revolution, guys. And I know I posted an entire video about why I don't understand why people say AI is a scam. I'll post a link to that here. But I get it, guys. There's tons and tons of hype around this. And yes, just like the internet bubble, there's going to be a lot of companies that go to zero, guys. I get that. But the overarching concept of what artificial intelligence and LLMs and stable diffusion and deep learning, what all this stuff that's becoming not just a possibility, but or science fiction, but an actual reality is happening right now. It's happening right now. And sure, there's a lot of hype in the market. Sure, Meta's numbers right now are maybe overinflated, maybe not. We will see. All that said, artificial intelligence is real. It is not going anywhere. And I think Meta is a really good example of doubling down. I love Zuckerberg's vision. I think it's tremendous. And I'm just excited about the future. I don't know about you. And listen, if you enjoyed this video, thanks for liking and subscribing. But I think you're really gonna like yesterday's video where we talk about what is AI's impact on college graduates. Because guys, kids out of college, these college graduates cannot find jobs. And why is that? Because companies are going super lean now. They're not hiring those summer interns. They're not hiring graduates out of college. You definitely want to check out this video because unemployment rates in college graduates has increased from 5.8% to 6.6% in just the last 6 months. Guys, that is huge. It's like almost a 20% increase in the unemployment rate for new graduates. And again, why is this? Because companies are going lean. They're empowering their teams with AI to see what works. And in some cases, they're going to go back to the hiring well, but in other cases, they won't. But if there's one thing that we know for sure, and this video is going to prove that to you, if there's one thing that we know for sure, it's that if you're not using AI, you're not going to be relevant in this new world, guys. But I know you are. I know you're going to use it. I know you're going to continue to engage here, and I'll see you next video. All right, peace.